Hey, my real ones, welcome to the Real Talk podcast where we talk real. Today, me and my best friends are going to talk about peer pressure and bullying, good and bad in middle school, and tips on middle school. Now, introducing London and Daniel.
Hey
Hey, guys.
guys, I'm Daniel. This is a really amazing show. I feel like we have a lot of great ideas, a lot of great things to talk about, and you know, as I always say, like this show, I feel like it's most likely to certain people will be most attracted to the show, but I hope God will bless us and God will bring people of all different ages to this show, whether it's people we know and people we don't know.
Mm.
Now, let's bring it to London.
Hi, I'm Londyn. So honestly, I just hope that we inspire people with this podcast and that we'll encourage them to do things and take risks that they've never wanted to take, but that they probably most likely will after watching our videos. And I just hope that, as previously said, God brings attention to our videos because I'm like really excited for this and I just like love the concept of talking, so I really hope that it gets out there.
Okay, so for our first topic, we're going to talk about peer pressuring and bullying. And just in case you didn't know, peer pressuring is when a person or a group of person, a group of people pressure you into doing something that's maybe out your comfort zone or something that you really know you don't want to do or is against your rules that your parents have for you. And that's peer pressure. And it really goes with bullying because, some people will bully you and then you're like, oh, well, I really want to seem cool to these people. So you let them peer pressure you into something, kind of like a Darman episode type.
Yeah,
So, so yeah, and you will get bullied and peer pressured because of how you look, how you dress, how your hair is,
or
and
oh, sorry.
yeah, yeah, you could talk.
Now I was saying, or like if you were about to go like to some examples of people peer pressuring you, like maybe, as you said, people trying to make you do stuff you don't want to do, like maybe smoke, do something inappropriate, do something bad. So yeah.
Yeah, and if you bully, it's not something that makes you quirky and cute and make you stand out. Like, if you bully, then that just means that you yourself is sad in your life, or you are like worried about somebody else appearing so much that you're taking time out of your school or time out of school to go up to this person to make sure that they know they're ugly. And I've seen a lot of TikToks saying like bullying don't make sense. How?
Anita? Oh, okay. She's muted. That means something's going on. So what I'm gonna say is that she was talking about how how people have said bullying doesn't make sense. How come you worried about how I look when you should be worried about yourself? And I mean, I think that's honestly kind of true because what kind of like why would people do that? Basically, why are they bothering other people about their issues? Like, shouldn't you worry
Mm,
about your own issues?
mm.
So that's what she was probably trying to say. In the meantime, before she gets back, wait, I'm just gonna say that bullying and peer pressure, you shouldn't do any of it because like bullying doesn't make the world a better place. It just makes the world even worse than it should be. Like because bullying is a common issue in people like, committing suicide because the stuff around them makes them commit suicide or makes people become depressed because big words, I mean, little words have big impacts. So,
Mm.
people could. make fun of you. People could be like, "Ooh, you got them drip, you got that drip on from TJ Masks," or um, like you're ugly, like you're stupid, like are you an idiot, you, like you like there's a lot of things that people say like zesty, whatever, like that's what people do. So those type of things you should really think before you talk. And I mean, people shouldn't do that anyways. No matter what your personal opinions are, you don't have to say those opinions out loud to directly to those people, especially if you say it in a mean way. And then for peer pressuring, it's just like, why are you trying to get someone else to do something wrong just because you want to do it? So if you get peer pressured, I just recommend walking away from it. They can't force you. You make your own decisions. They don't make decisions for you. So if you don't want to smoke, then you're not gonna smoke.
Mm.
If you don't want to steal something, you're not gonna steal something.
Mm.
So it's really like what you want to do is what's gonna happen. And
Mm.
I feel like people, they think too much about how, you know peer pressure, like they're like, maybe I should try it, just for experience, or maybe I want to be cool, like I want to be, gangster. But that doesn't, I know it's kind of cringy when I say gangster, but you get what I mean. Like there's
Mm-hmm.
no you don't have to give into peer pressure just to be cool. And then everyone is who they are. So being who you are, being the person that God created you to be, that's cool enough.
Mm.
So maybe in school you're not considered cool, but at the end of the day, God loves you and He thinks you're cool.
Mm. Mm-hmm. Mm.
hmm
Mm.
So yeah, my tips are, as I said, walk away. Make your own decisions when it comes to peer pressuring. When it comes to bully, tell someone you truly trust, people that you know will be by your side when bullying is happening, and also try to limit contact with that person and try to make sure something happens when it comes to the bullying. And I also want whoever is being bullied to know that at the end of the day, those bullies are going to be on the bottom and you come out on top. So, yeah, that's what I have to say about peer pressuring and bullying. Now let London take the mic.
Okay, so honestly, actually, I'll let Anita talk because she is back and she said that she'll let you talk. So I'll just let her talk since she was originally first.
Oh, I'm sorry, Anita.
No, 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 London, you could go, and then it's fine. I
Oh,
like when y'all
Okay.
take interviews.
mhm.
Um. So with peer pressure, peer pressuring, as previously said, is someone pressuring you or like making you do something that you would never want to do or that crosses your limits or like honestly even like Anita said, like your parents' rules. Um, and peer pressuring is a really bad thing because like you're basically just like choosing for the person because usually like they'll choose like soft people to like manipulate and peer pressure into doing certain things because they know that they'll always say yes and not no. So it's like that's a bad thing and you also have to learn how to stop saying yes all the time because yes is not always the answer. You can say no. You have to stick to your opinion and your limits because you can't cross them just to be cool with someone else. Plus, they're probably not even as much cooler than you. Like, okay, they're popular, but that doesn't make them any cooler than you. You're probably most likely better than them for actually having limits.
For real.
But moving on. Um, yeah, with bullying, it's also like kind of the same thing. Like, don't think about it as like, oh, they're right. Think about it as in they're wasting their time, they're wasting their day making fun of me when they're the ones that should be focusing on their real lives.
hmm
Hold on.
All right, so London will be back soon, but I
Eight,
think we
eight,
know
eight.
what
That
we're trying to say.
you did. You spoke fast with that. You really kept it real with that. Like at that, like what? I feel like what we're really trying to say is at the end of the day, like you're gonna be like maybe they're gonna be laughing at you, but soon like you're gonna be greater and better, and like there's gonna be no one to laugh about because you're gonna be on top. You're gonna be with God. God is gonna be with you. So there's no point of maybe like taking bullying and be like, yeah, they're right. Like I do that all the time. Like for some reason I always do. I'm like, you know what, they're right, but like I'm starting to build a mindset that's like, you know what, yeah, they might be right, but like I shouldn't make me. It shouldn't stop me from my goals and from school and make me try to look cool. Dr. Seuss. Anyways, our next topic is the good and bad of middle school. Now, middle school is probably like after high school, it's probably like the worst part of school out there because it really make you more insecure. Like I feel like at elementary school, like everything was so good for me. Like it was all sunshines and rainbows until like when I went to fifth grade, I'm like, you know what? I really want to go to middle school. Like how bad could it be? I went to middle school and I never prayed to go back to fifth grade so much. Like I never wish I had a time machine. Like any time machine that could bring me back to fifth grade and can make me stay there, I'll do anything for it because fifth grade, well, elementary school in general, from pre-K to fifth grade, it felt like the most like safest place for me. Like it was so nice. We had recess. It was playful, and then it's like middle school was like serious, and you have to do this, and that. And then when you get to high school, you have to do more because so you could build this college. And I feel like I really have less good about middle school than bad because um middle school is just full of more popular people, which means more bullying and then more this and that, which I really don't like.
Drama,
Like
fake
how
friends.
drama, yeah, double the drama, and actually triple the drama because it's like more people gathered together. So it's like, okay, more drama, more this, more that, more bullying, more peer pressuring, more this, more that. And it's like, why middle school have to be like this when it should be more positive? And personally, my good and bad of middle school is probably like maybe ending, like maybe like the end of the day in middle school, and maybe when we have fun with your class, like making jokes, class clown, whatever, and like being funny. The bad is probably like a highlight of my whole middle school, cause like middle school, like it's like they don't care, like they just slap you with work and leave you on your own, like kind of like practice you for college, but it's not like we're still kids, and the teachers get worse progressively, and the students get worse, and everything just gets worse as you go from school from grade to grade. So for me, um, if anyone's going to middle school or they're in middle school, good luck for both of us, for everybody in this call and who's watching. Like, good luck for everybody. I'll leave my tips for later in the last topic, but I don't want to talk too much, and I'm gonna pass it on to Daniel.
Yeah, so middle school. Middle school is really tough because like there's a lot of things you deal with, not all necessarily bad, but there's a lot of different changes. And I've also heard a lot that in middle school your body kind of changes a lot. I'm not getting into that, but like you change a lot as you grow in middle school. And then there's also going to be drama, a lot of fake friends. um some kids maybe are in more of a rush to grow up. They try to act like they're grown. And then other things too. So what I'm gonna say is that middle school, just tell yourself that every year is gonna get better because it's not like everything is perfect. But I feel like what makes me feel better is that I just hope my goal for every school year is that we make progress. Meaning, it doesn't necessarily mean next school year like it has to be great, but just to make progress. Just to be better than last year at least. Like I feel like that should be the goal every school year. And
Mhm.
Just know that the drama, um, middle school is the transition from elementary school, and in elementary school, they pretty much baby us. So it's kinda like middle school, it's a lot of change. So it's different from the transition from either daycare or preschool into elementary school, because middle school is different. There's a lot of different things that you have to navigate. So just hope that things get better, and then also always, if there's anything that bothers you, talk to someone. Talk to someone, because even if some people may not always have the answer, at least they heard you out, and maybe they can even relate to you. So I know that always kind of helps me a lot. So that's what it is. We'll share our tips soon, but let's roll over to London.
Okay, so for middle school, honestly, like there's a lot going on in middle school. Like as previously said, um, it's the transition from elementary school, and like Anita was saying, I feel like elementary school, like throughout all of elementary school, it was just oh my, it was literally like a dream. Like it was just so fun. It was so carefree, and like everyone was just like so kind. But it's like growing up, I feel like people just got a lot meaner, and it's such a bad thing. But that was the bullying part. Now we're on to middle school. So honestly, the good things, mm, I would say like friends, getting smarter every day, and like the fun experiences. Like honestly, just growing up is kind of fun sometimes because it's like you just feel different, you act different, you might even like look different. So it's just really cool to be able to like develop into like your own little person, you know? And well, you're always obviously a person, but like you're gonna grow into a different one as you grow up. So the bad things, like actually no, let me elaborate on the good things. So with your friends, honestly, it's just really fun because they make everything better and more fun. Like you can obviously relate to them all the time, and like well, if they have the same humor as you, and then when you can always laugh with them. So it's like they just make school a lot more fun because like along with schoolwork sucks. So it's obviously gonna make you smarter, but your friends they make you laugh more. So obviously they're gonna make like your school experience a lot better. But and then the last thing, like honestly, just like the fun times that you have, because like there's some times where like obviously every school should have trips, but I'm not sure if every school does. If you have trips in your school, it's honestly like a really fun experience because like you just get the whole day to like relax with your friends. And like I mean, last year I really did get like assigned seats on the bus, which kind of sucked, but besides that, field trips are really fun because you just get to like walk around with your friends. Like if it's like a museum, you get to just walk around, look, be interested and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
yeah, those are the good experiences for me.
Oh,
Um,
oh, sorry.
no, go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say, the reason why like I just cut you off right there is because I forgot to mention the good. So, um, the good is like as London said, field trips, because you just get to relax. It's kind of like you're you're going to school, but you're not going to school for the usual stuff. You're going to school as like a class trip. It's more of like a fun day rather than a regular school day. So field trips are always really good, and then you might not even go. You might go to more calm but fascinating settings like museums, as London said, or you might go
Really,
on
what you
more.
thinking about?
You might go on more fun trips, like maybe you might go snow tubing, or you might go to a theme park. Like you never know what you could do. There's gonna be a lot of great things that you could do. So that's what it is.
Okay, so they all spoke facts as usual. So, sorry. So, at the end of the day, my advice to you is that's gonna go to tips on middle school. Um, just like, you know, focus on your education. Like, don't focus on other people. Yes, you could always joke around, but don't joke around too much. They get in trouble, and don't joke around too much that you have like ones and everything. Like make sure like there's no like there's because we all know like middle school is always serious. So sometimes you want to add some, you want to sprinkle some fun into it, you know. So you don't want to keep it dry. You come to school, you put your backpack on, put it in your locker. Okay, everybody, one plus one is nine, whatever. Then you go to school. I mean, you go back home, you go to sleep, and then you repeat the same thing. Like you don't want. Sometimes you have to add some fun into it. Like go out with your friends after, study with your friends, go to the library. I mean, that sounds boring. Like sprinkle some fun into it because if you don't, then middle school is just gonna be bland for you, and maybe you can socialize. Um, yep, and that is going to advice on middle school. And middle school is probably like people people act like middle school is like the death row of lives. Like they act like it's the worst of the worst. But for me, for my experiences, I feel like if you want to go to middle school or you're in middle school, my advice to you is stay calm, stay you all the time, stay real all the time. Don't bully, don't peer pressure anyone to do something that they don't want to do. If you want to peer pressure somebody, don't come, don't come their way. Like, don't come and don't go to anyone else, bro. Like, wait, I'm not saying peer pressure. Like if you want to peer pressure, then I don't know, watch some Dharma or something. Like, if you feel like if you see something, like sometimes you don't realize you're bullying somebody. Like maybe sometimes you like laugh with somebody on a joke and like, oh, like, yeah, yeah, that's funny, but you don't know how that person feels, and you don't know if it's a joke or not. Now I understand, like sometimes you like I don't say bully, but make fun of your friends sometimes. I make fun of London and Daniel all the time, but I do it as a joke because I know that I know I'm joking and I know they know I'm joking. So, but it's a whole different level when I'm roasting my own best friend and then someone has the audacity to add on. Like first of all, not only was no one talking to you, but who think you are? Like, yeah, my advice to you is, um, stay you, have a good personality because having a good personality will always attract friends, and talk to new people, like people you don't really talk to them. Like nothing should stop you from talking to somebody. My advice in school, like work wise, always do your work, man. Like get your education. If you want to go to Harvard, then go to Harvard. But if you want to go to Harvard, then you have to have a good grade. A teacher told me, well, our class, if like when you go to high school, they won't look at your eighth grade grade. They'll go to your seventh grade grades. So like,
That's
that's the most important.
sorry.
Repeat.
Sorry, I was just saying that's what I heard too. In my school.
Yeah. So it's like it's a more important year. Even if you think, oh well, I'm in sixth grade, I have time. You don't really, cause like what they always say, like when you go to other schools, grades from your old schools will always like bounce off, and they will always like all schools always will have your record. So wherever you do, whenever, like if you get detention, suspension, expelled, it will go to other schools. Like they'll get your documents. Like there's no hiding. So um do good in your, like if you need help, like there's nothing that should stop you from raising your hand. If you want to raise your hand, I learned this from a class, even though it sounds really stupid, it actually works. If you want to do something, just count to four and then just do it. Like don't even think about it. Just, oh, I want to raise my hand. Like I know the answer, or maybe I don't know the answer, but I want to try. Just say one, two, three, four. Raise your hand. Like my teachers always tell me like no answer is a dumb answer, and I feel like I really need to hear that this year because sometimes you may have the answer, but you like, oh, but it's definitely wrong. Like like no one's perfect. Like not everyone is a smarty pants like you, so there should be no reason why you should um hold yourself. The teacher will always correct you because that's why the teacher is there. So education wise, get your education, get your work done. get good grades, don't bully nobody. So hold on, I'm gonna go. But at the end of the day, just do good.
That was great. That was really great. Was there another topic?
Um, Honestly, I don't think so, but it was mostly just tips for right now.
Wait, did Anita go?